All right, how to complete life. How to complete life. Quite a big statement. We're going to attempt to unpack that and teach you in this video how to do that. And one of the keys, I've just made this list today because I've woken up, Emily and Vito have gone out. There's lots to do, is in the future stuff, planning stuff, always. And there's always all those jobs, the dishwasher, the washing, cleaning, all of these things. So I could easily get bogged down in little jobs to do today. And also my thinking mind could get bogged down in things that had happened in the past or things that are bothering me in the present. But what we need to do is actively and consciously project ourselves to the future and feel good about that future, and then pull our present to that future and be feeling good in the present, know that we're moving towards the future. So instead of doing all those minutiae things, I write a list. I look, because I have this system as well. This is combined with the LIFEMASTER system. And on there, I've planned out my life in the 5 areas of exactly how I want my life to look, what I want to be earning, how I want my body to look and feel, how I want my relationships to be, and have a real good idea for that. Now that plan, that ideal life, is on a document with bullet points, sub-bullet points and sub-bullet points, and that's always evolving as well. The idea is to wake up every day and go, right, remind myself of the future. Let's read that document. Let's picture it. Let's feel it. Let's see it. Let's feel good about that. What am I going to do today? So I just write the date at the top, and I pick out some things to do today that are going to take me towards that future, that positive future vision of my life. Because it's very easy just for the days to blend into one another, and our automatic default setting is to just do what we're used to doing. And so we need to change that. It's funny, like, have you noticed, like, on it's a bit like on Google on the phone, I went to search for something this morning. I wanted to look up a timing of something or some fact, but then there's like, they sneak in a little news article. You can scroll and there's more news now on there. I mean, this has been happening for a while, but it got me this morning because an article popped up, and I ended up clicking on the article and going and reading and having a little look at that. And then I sat down for breakfast and I said to Emily, I said, I went to look up that thing and the Google algorithm pulled me into something else. So no wonder people are having trouble paying attention these days, because we've got all these technology. It's a wonderful thing, but it's also kind of algorithmically and cleverly pulling us in different directions. And so it's a bit like that with life. We're always going to be naturally pulled in the comfortable, safe things that we're used to, the subconscious behaviors that we've done before, because we're comfortable there. But planning out your life, it's quite a confronting thing, because you might need to address some things. You might need to address some things in your finances, your health, some things that you've not been, just sweeping them under the mental rug. So this really does work, because you've got this really good vision and you start to get excited about this vision. It starts to really come into a nice, it's not just words on a page, it's a painting, it's a movie in the mind, and that's what it should be. And then we should start to feel, you can start to release hormones, feel good chemicals in the body, and start to feel how good it would feel to be there. And that's the key, that's the secret of this. So you write down, and even if you can just do one thing each day that's going to pull you towards that, then you're going to feel good, because you're going to be making progress. Gratitude is also a great thing for this as well, to just be grateful what you do have when you're feeling down or when you're feeling low. The air that you breathe, the food in your fridge, the people around you. If you can start to just come up with 10, 20 things that you're grateful for when you're feeling really bad or when life gets down, that also creates feel-good chemicals in the brain, and your perspective changes, because you're like, okay, this thing is bad, but overall I have legs, I have lungs, and you can just keep going like that. So it then changes the perspective, because we can get drawn into these things and just be consumed by anxiety, fear, anger, all these negative emotions. So gratitude, just listing it in your head, or try and fill a page with 10, 20 things that you're grateful for, will change the chemistry in your body. It will change your hormones, it will change your emotions, it will change how you feel, and in turn then change how you think. So how you think affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you think. So it's a two-way street. And if we start to have this future vision, and then start to every day write down some things that are going to take us towards there, we're going to start to feel good. And then it gains perspective. And then if some things are happening in the present or some things in the past that you still need to sort, at least it's balanced. That's what I said the other day about if you know somebody and all they've bought is kind of, you know, some people are uber positive, some people negative, some in the middle. And that's what I'm trying to do with a balanced view with the businesses on this channel. Like review, I'll be negative, I'll call out businesses, but I'll also give positive feedback. Like yesterday, I just checked their Eden Tire Services, and they got 4.9 star reviews from 1,300 reviews. So that is testament to a great business. And yeah, a lot of our business is online. It's Toddy here on day 329, I think, of making daily videos, starting nonconformity company, which we're going to just make as many businesses online and give you the blueprint so you can come in and be like, oh right, a clothing business, there's the business blueprint, there's the tools I need, I can set this up in hours. We're just trying to encourage you, make it as easy as possible for people with no coding skills and limited technical skills to easily bootstrap existing software. And if you can bootstrap 2 to 3 pieces of software together, you can make a business. You can make several businesses and test them quickly, match them with what you're into, and yeah, start earning more money so you're more in control of your life. You can start investing and saving and having different diversified pots of businesses and interests and investing. Help other people then as well, and just have lots of different interests. Because if you might be in a job that you don't like, or it takes up a lot of your time and is not giving you, you know, all of the money or the satisfaction that you need. It's not just about money, and money doesn't buy happiness, but money does buy freedom. And so if you're more free, then you can get a bit happier with that, can't you? So money kind of can buy happiness, really, just not directly. So yeah, we've got the van because we've got to get out of this property. We're going to build out the van. We've got 5 weeks. I'm going to do some separate videos on the van stuff. Got 5 weeks, really, less than, to really get this van up to something that can store our stuff, store and prepare food, and have a seating area, rear lounge in the back, so we can pull over and enjoy that food or use it as an adventure van. We're not going to sleep in the van because we're renting Airbnbs by the month. I was thinking of Morocco as well. Looked at some Airbnbs yesterday when we were waiting for this hospital appointment, and 5 double bedroom, looks like a castle of some kind in Morocco for £700 for the month. So for the month, £697. So yeah, today I've got, oh, and also just on the trip, we were looking into like where to go in Montenegro and all of these things, but we've decided now, because we've got the first month booked, I think it's just, we want to be free and you don't want to have it all worked out. And this is the point with life. This is how to complete life. I'll go back to that, as that's a kind of analogy with our trip. I'll just finish that. We've decided to just stay with the first booking, get there, get into the state of that, and then make our decision for the next, rather than trying to work it all out. So we can just go with the flow. Because when we get there and we've dealt with all of this chapter, life, the mind, we're going to feel completely different. So, and it's a bit like that with life. And you can't complete life. You should never be too happy that you've completed everything, because then you're not pushing enough. But you should be pushing more. If your life's not moving forward, you need to be pushing more. So it's a subtle balance of like riding the wave of uncertainty, being comfortable with being slightly uncomfortable, because this future picture should always be evolving as you evolve. So the idea is that you never get there, but you're happy and content that you're moving towards this evolving vision every day with your evolving days. And you're happy and content that there's still more to do, because there always will be. But you're content that you've decided what the best course of action is today, and you're going to do some of those things to move you towards there. And you're going to push yourself, and you're going to learn some new things, and you're going to, just move it forward. So the idea is to never be quite complete life, because that's what the video is about today. So I've made a list of, I've got some van shopping things done. I need to get some wood, some corner brackets, some screws, and I've just been shopping around a little bit here and there when I've grabbed a few minutes, and there's massive price differences. B&Q and Wickes are like £8.30 a metre, and some online wood yards are like £1.62 or something. So like 3-4 times the price for this stuff. And I'm trying to do it on a budget. It's not going to be the most luxurious van in the world, but it's going to serve a purpose for this, what we need now, a vehicle to move our stuff and enjoy some food and downtime in there as well. And So yeah, I've got some shopping to do for the van. I've got to look into the ISOFIX for the front of the van as well. Again, I've done some more research on that, but it's coming to decision time. So if we can't fix the ISOFIX to the van, we need to get a different car seat again. Van flooring is another thing. I want to get the flooring in really before we do anything else, and not so it looks better. And Darren might have some offcuts, so I've got to check that. Oh, Darren's also getting some quotes for the van branding, the non-conformity company down each side, and then on the back, either Life Snack or LIFEMASTER. I was talking to Emily about that this morning, and Life Snack does sound a bit foodie, and LIFEMASTER is the brand, but I do want to track it. But the trouble is lifemasters.io, because the .com was taken. And so we're going to have the QR code to track it, but it would be nice to have, maybe it's another site with a .com, which is more LifeMaster, Life-Master maybe. I'll have to check what's available, because I want to be able to track this, but I do agree with Emily that it would be better that it is the actual LifeMaster brand and not just lifesnack.com feeding into LifeMaster. But Darren's going to get quotes for that, for either sticking it on or the metallic stick-on boards. I do like the idea of the metallic boards on the back, just so we could change it up if we wanted to. So yeah, I need to look at the website for that. I need to cancel the Airbnb in Italy, and I also want to look at the Spanish digital nomad visa, because I think out of all the countries, most of the European countries are doing these digital nomad visas, where if you're working online and earning online, then you can apply and stay for a year or two without any interruptions, rather this 90 and 100 Schengen zone area. So video how to complete life, here we are. I've also got, I want to check out the freezers, and we've got the Fen Farm milk delivery, so I don't know if you've got any milk left, it's running low, but we get milk and raw milk and cheese from Fen Farm Dairy. Brilliant business. They've got a lovely subscription option on the website. We'll link to those below, and they do Baron Bigger cheese, which is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, especially if you've got the good bread. And also turn off Google News on the Chrome, because it got me, and it's got me before, and now I'm noticing this more, because I'm just trying to critique all. I'm always critiquing businesses and technology. We're an online business predominantly, but we are doing physical things like the vans. This nonconformity campus is one of the startups where we're teaching kind of asset flipping in a way. You can do it with houses, but you can also do it with camper vans. Are a really good way to especially if you're in England in the winter and you want a winter project. And I'm going to be learning stuff from Darren. I'm quite handy. He's really handy, and he's got all the tools. So I want to get better at this stuff. But you could buy a van if you're earning. You could do a van a year and make 10, 15 grand a year, and develop it in the winter, sell it in the summer when people, or the start of spring when people want it, and use it for a bit yourself. Even have one for yourself and just do it and learn. Like, you can buy a van, make it amazing. Invest in some assets and equipment for that van. It's instantly worth a lot more money. And I just think there's so much room for better designs of camper vans. I think most of these people that design them, they don't actually go out and use them. They can't do, because there's just so many better ways to do things, and you need space in a van. Some of these camper vans you go in and it's just like box hell. Here's a toilet, here's a kitchen. There's no, like, I don't know, there's just seems a bit boring. I mean, not all camper vans, but just in general, there's just better ways to do things, I feel. So that's, like, how to complete life is having this future plan that you're never going to reach, but you'll start to feel a lot better about your life and feel more complete in yourself when you are day to day pulling yourself out of what you would normally do, checking in with this future life, adding to it, reading it, listening to it, make an audio recording, close your eyes and picture it. Whenever you're doing the washing up, whenever you're doing anything mundane, nothing is ever mundane. If it's a really boring job, you've got to clean, hoover the house, whatever it is, just take your mind to the future and start to picture and feel and think, what can I do tomorrow to get me closer towards that? And if you keep doing that every day, writing it down like this when I wake up, or the night before is even better, and then you can add to it and see how you feel after that night's sleep, because your subconscious mind would have been working on things that you'd planned to do that day if you'd have sat down and written it out like this the night before. And that's when you're going to start to feel like you're completing life, because you are, and you feel complete in yourself, that you have a plan and you're making things happen. You're never there, you're not there, but you're moving towards there every day, and you're changing yourself, you're learning new things, you're stopping things that are bad for you, and continually evolving. This forces evolution. So you've got to continually stop things that are bad, stop things that are not working, identify habits like this habit I identified. No, it wasn't really a habit, but it was a pattern that's holding me back. And that link on that news article on the Google phone distracted me from what I wanted to do. So I'm going to turn that off, because that's affecting me. You want to use technology, not have it use you. So I hope all that makes sense. I better crack on with my list, eh?